Greetings from Napa Valley. Hi, Joe. I hear another birthday's coming up. Well, I was asked to send a video about something funny. I'm sure it has to do with how I know you, Joe, and how I got to meet your family. So, turning back time a little bit, as you recall, Greg and I met in the dorms at San Diego State University. And back then, he was really good friends with Doug Dickstein. There's a kid that I would hear stories about him visiting your house and how much he liked the Weinbrecks, and especially how much he really liked Jen. And I would tease him about hitting on Greg's sister, and I would tease Greg about it as well. But I was invited to a Super Bowl party one year, and I think it was Redskins and Bills, and I could see the dynamic of just how Doug and everyone who your family met before, and some of other Greg's friends from the dorms, and yet that was my first time there, so I was a little uncomfortable. But I saw just like how well you guys gelled, and I go, oh, this is a great family, you know, I want to get to know them. So over time, Greg and I started hanging out more, and he started inviting me to the house, and I was really excited. I get to go to Greg's house. He lives in La Jolla. This is awesome. But I still didn't really feel quite comfortable yet. And it definitely, I was no Doug Dickstein, and I'm like, I really want this family to like me. So I started spending more time there. And Joe, when we really first met, I have to say, this is how I really first met you. Is one day, Greg and I were playing basketball at the rec center, and we came back to the house, and he goes, hey, why don't we just have lunch at the house, come back, kick back, watch TV. And we did. We went in, and we were actually watching TV in your room, Joe. And I thought that was odd because you had a nice big TV downstairs, but we were watching it in the bedroom. And I remember just being sweaty, and I go, oh, well, can I take a shower? I want it to be clean. And he goes, yeah, sure, go ahead. And I thought it was odd that I wasn't using the guest room, but I was using his parents' bathroom. And I really liked the shower, had no door, never been in anything like that before. I go, wow, this is cool, I love this house. Shower with no door. So, took a shower. And then as the food was getting ready, I thought about bringing the food into his parents' bedroom and eat there. Now, I don't remember if I asked if it was okay to eat in your room, Joe, or I just went ahead and did it. But I do recall Greg saying, well, just don't spill. I go, okay, no problem. At the end of the day, I could tell, Joe, when you came in, you were tired, and you just wanted to relax, and you walked into the bedroom, and I'm laying on the ground with a bowl of food and just watching TV, and I said, hi, how you doing? And he goes, oh, you remember Pat, right, from Super Bowl? And you didn't even say hello. You looked at me, then you looked at Greg. Then you looked at me again with my food, and then you looked at Greg and pointed at me and said, what the hell is this shit? Right there, I could tell you weren't happy me being in your room. So I started to get up, get my bowl, and I was going to finish my food in the kitchen. And as I was leaving, I hear you ask Greg, what the hell? Who took a shower in my bathroom? And then Greg goes, oh, Pat did too. Like, great, 2 strikes against me. Not really earning any points in having the Weinbrecks like me. But it didn't stop there. So now I've been spending a lot of time with the family, felt comfortable enough that when I graduated years later, I was taking a trip to Europe, and I was going to be gone for about a month and a half, and I needed someone to care for my dog. So I asked Greg if it'd be cool to drop the dog off there. And he goes, yeah, sure, not a problem. Sure. We'll take care of Sunny for you. I'm like, okay. And as I was dropping off the dog, I find out later that Joe wasn't happy with Sunny staying at the house. And when I came back from my trip, I found out that she went into some bushes or some flower bushes, roses, I don't know, dug up a little hole somewhere, pretty much didn't completely destroy the yard, but did some damage. So I felt bad. And I'm like, great. What a great way to earn points for a family that I really liked and admired. And Joe here is this young kid pushing his comfort level boundaries to new extents. But that all resulted in a great beautiful relationship I had with Joe and the Weinbrecks. He took me in as if if I was one of his own. And Brian, Greg, Jen, you were like brothers and a sister to me. Peggy, it was like you and Joe were like just these other parents that I had in San Diego. And I just wanted to say thank you very much for letting me into your home. I enjoyed having many dinners there with you, and it always felt nice now when I was there to hear you ask, hey, are you going to stay for dinner? And I would stay over the night many times. Greg and I would be out late, and it just made sense to crash there. And it was nice to wake up the next morning, and you guys like had coffee, breakfast. You guys treated me really well. And as I was graduating, I was getting ready for a career in the financial industry, and I remember talking to Joe. As part of my exercises with this company I was going to go work for, I had to go profile certain people, kind of like a client profile exercise, and I used Joe as one of my experiments. And Joe, you gave me a lot of good insight and advice on what it would take to be a good consultant in dealing with people, offering a product that you said it's a necessary evil, and it was life insurance back then. And it's something that I took to heart, and I took it with me throughout my entire career. In the mortgage industry, which I spent a lot of time in, and I did really well, and in the wine industry, since I'm still selling, I was always sales driven. So it helped me exceed certain expectations that I had for myself. You definitely gave me confidence and believed in me and spoke very highly of me, which I loved. And so it's something that I also took with me in my personal life. So the most important thing about sales that you taught me was just relationship building, having integrity in what you do, and being true to your words is what you told me. And I did that. And I actually apply that to people as I meet now, and that really helps me build strong relationships with them. So thank you very much. You were a big part of my career as it was taken off, and I just wanted to thank you for that. So without further ado, I wanted to say happy birthday to you. Joe, you look great for 80. 70. Sorry, I did it on purpose. But no, happy 70th. You look great. And I'm sorry I can't be there as I have to work this weekend. I love you a lot. Thank you for allowing me to be part of your life and your family. And I promise next time I go to San Diego, I will make sure I touch base with you, and I'll bring a nice bottle of wine to share with you and Peggy. I love you. Happy birthday.